once the roof starts to go, you either fix it or you're done.
Good morning, everybody. It is now 10 a.m. We will call to order our meeting. If you would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we will welcome the opportunity for public comment at this time. We are seeing no public comment. Any additions to our agenda?
No?
Okay. All right, we're going to head into our bids and proposals. Our only item underneath there is professional auditing services, and we're going to welcome up our controller, Jason Moser. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for having me today. I am here before you today after an extensive RFP interview and review process to request that we enter into contract negotiations for our new countywide auditor for at least the next year, with the opportunity to extend that for the following 3 years after 2023 for the 2022 audit.
And as for a recommendation on the firm, who are we recommending?
Sure. So we'll be recommending to move forward with contract negotiations with Meyer Dussel. After that process, we perhaps a rarity, but we reached a unanimous consensus among the Finance Committee and the reviewers of the RFP proposal and interviews. So we're looking forward to enter those negotiations and bring them on board and start that process onboarding in December.
Big thanks for your office for putting together the RFP for this. We worked hand in hand when we did the review, but the Controller's office really did the lion's share of getting this to where we're at, so really appreciate it. Also, your office, it takes the lead on working with these individuals, our finance, and many people across the county, but really appreciate everything the Controller's office does when working with these folks. And we do know that this is Meyer Dussel's return for them. They've been here, they were here several years ago, so that'll help them to at least hit the ground running with a little bit of speed. So
Yeah. They're very experienced with counties. It's local government's their specialty. So we're looking forward to having them back. I think 2017 was their last year that they were with the county.
all right. Any questions, comments?
No, very smooth process, Jason. Thanks for leading that up. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're both welcome.
We will look for a motion to enter into contract negotiations with Meyer Dussel.
Motion to enter into contract negotiations for the request for qualifications, professional auditing services with Meyer Dussel.
It's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Okay, John, we will turn these next items to you.
Good morning, Commissioners. The first item before you is consideration of an approval of a fee agreement with Babs Callan for a joint agreement for legal representation with 13 other counties in the King's Bench application.
Any questions or comments on this agreement?
Well, other than
Sure.
maybe a little better explanation as to why we need this.
Sure.
But so we're named in a suit relative to the election and the signature issues and the date issues on ballots. So several counties.
This is one of a series of election-related litigations that we are caught up in, and unfortunately, it's going to cost us money to represent ourselves along with the other counties involved.
Right. So by joining together with the other counties, we can offset that cost.
Yeah, the only silver lining would be that there's a cost share that occurs with all the other counties, but it does detract from our solicitor's focus on other matters, but hopefully this resolves itself quickly and we get this behind us. But probably the best option at this point for going in with the other counties, so, yeah.
Good thing we're sharing these costs with 13 other counties.
Any other questions or comments before we look for a motion? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion to approve the agreement with BAPS, Callan, Clements, and Zomnier, PC.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion, questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion has carried. Okay, thank you, John. And for the next contract, we'll also turn it to you. Okay.
Yep, so the district attorney is requesting approval of a contract renewal with DLT Solutions for their Oracle database, which is how the prosecutors manage their record system.
Okay, sounds good. Any questions on this? Pretty standard. Okay. Is there a motion?
Motion to add the contract with DLT Solutions LLC to next week's consent agenda.
Been moved and seconded. Any final discussion on this? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you, John. All right, we will welcome up Ryan Smeltzer at this time to discuss the probation item. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. I'm here this morning for consideration of a contract approval with PayGov, which is a vendor that will allow us the ability to accept payments in our office by credit card. Our office looked at two different vendors, one Allpaid that we currently have a contract with the county, and also PayGov, which we have a contract with, Pathonetary has a contract with them. And looking at both the vendors, we look at PayGov probably being the vendor that we need to go with what best suits our needs.
And for the record, Brian, are you familiar with how many other probation offices in Pennsylvania may be working currently with PayGov?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not
Okay.
aware of that.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Any other questions? All right, seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion to add the contract with paygov.us LLC to next week's consent agenda.
We'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. All right, thank you, Ryan. All right, for our next item, we'll welcome up our Recorder of Deeds, Joe Davidson. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. We're here to get a new contract with Info Quick Solutions to provide verification services for the Recorder of Deeds Office for the period of January 2023 through December 31, 2024. Two-year contract. The price per document is somewhat higher, unfortunately, than what we're currently paying for the verification services, but that's the cost of living everywhere. Things are going up. So it's $1.35 per document.
Thank you. Any questions, comments?
So, Joe, are they adding the tags for the database for this cost, or are they just verifying that we scan the documents cleanly? What services are we receiving?
We create all the tags and index for each of the records and the images. What they're doing is verifying that the images counts are what we said they were, that the images are oriented correctly, and there's just no duplicate or blank images. And then what's most important here is they're verifying the index, the grantors, the grantees' names, the spellings, the date of the document, the book and page number, the related document, the municipality, the consideration. All those fields are double and triple checked. We check them twice in our office, and then we send it off, all the data and the images, to the IQS facility in Liverpool, New York, and they rekey every document based on the image that we sent them, and then they compare the index that they generate
Ah, yes.
from their rekeying activity to what we had sent them and provided them. And then any discrepancies are further scrutinized by a team of 2 to 3 people. And then we get a final report that says, okay, you indexed it like this, we suggest it should be like that. And nothing gets changed until we look at that and we either agree, yeah, we missed that, or no, we're not going to do it like that. So we're the final authority to change any document or index.
That sounds great, Joe. Thanks.
Any other questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion to add the contract with Info Quick Solutions to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any last questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, we'll welcome up Liz Lose at this time for a contract addendum. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning, thank you. This morning, I'm going to be asking for your approval for a contract extension and amendment with CTC, our broadband consultant. It's been a year, believe it or not, since we initially underwent entering into a contract with them. It took a few weeks within that time period to get prepared for the internet survey as well as the town hall meeting. At this point, CTC has advised that they would like to continue on with us to create an RFP. and this will help us stay ahead of the curve in advance of how the State Broadband Authority is going to be putting out their allocations for funding. This will not cost us anything. It's going to still remain the same amount under the contract. So we are, kudos for us in many respects. But again, this process will take us to March 1st of 2023 with the intent of getting that RFP put together and then put out in early spring. So,
Thank you, Liz. For the RFP, what type of project or services would we be going out for at that time?
okay, so that RFP is going to really help Center County gauge and start to solidify, bring under agreement potential broadband partners. There's 9 providers in Center County for internet services, all 9 of which want to work with Center County. So this is going to help us determine which company is going to best serve certain areas identified in the plan and who can bring really the best services to Center County. Once we go through that evaluation process, then we can advance with those company or companies to make an application to the Broadband Authority when the BEAD funding is made available.
Thank
So.
you. I would say that you and the rest of planning have been keeping really great tabs of what's happening in Pennsylvania with the authority. They're still getting their legs underneath them. We're going to be attending the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania Conference next week. We're going to be hearing from the Broadband Authority directly through some breakout sessions. So we'll certainly bring back anything that hasn't been announced through information that you might have to help us along with this. But hopefully we hear some good news coming out of this. But this is really setting us up well with CTC for the next few months. So great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Liz, I'm very excited about this. You and Ray and Peter have been doing a wonderful job on the broadband expansion. Center County is one of the counties in the forefront of the state for this particular area. I'm hoping we're going to have a presentation from you soon to the board about how things are going. But to hear that we have 9 providers of broadband services in Center County, and all 9 of them are happy to work with Center County and all the various other groups we're partnering with is wonderful news. And I know we kind of ended up choosing CTC Technology as our partner for the broadband survey because they had these additional services available. I'm just very pleasantly surprised to hear that they're adding this one at no extra cost.
Yeah, exactly. When we went under contract with them, their relationship with the Cohen Law Group was what really made them appealing. And as we've continued down, this has been an ongoing effort. We had some discussions with CTC, and they said, it would really be in your best interest that versus having 8 or 9 standalone legal instruments, they said, let's take those, what is really applicable to Center County, let's build that into an RFP. And this RFP solicitation, they said, not only does it kind of keep you out front ahead of what the Broadband Authority at the state is going to do, it also provides you really with what you need and what you don't need, because the county, we do not intend to be an owner-operator. But there are certain contractual languages that we are going to want to put out there for the procurement of services.
Sounds like a fantastic plan. Thank you, Liz. Any other comments?
Very excited to see this moving forward.
Absolutely. All right, we will look for a motion at this time.
Motion to approve the contract addendum with Columbia Telecommunications Corporation doing business as CTC Technology and Energy.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any other questions or comments? Please, Gary.
Do we continue to see some small-scale individual improvements in broadband service in Center County? Or is everybody waiting for this larger report or authority?
We have seen some smaller scale projects. Things are in place to get off the ground, but the time frame, so for example, Comcast has a couple of projects that they've started. Those could take 18 to 24 months to be completed. But in effect, as you said, they are waiting for the release of the money. We are anticipating, as it is now, about summer of 2023 to start to see that application process open. Again, if we get the RFP delivered and out in early spring, that helps us kind of solidify who those potential partners are. What this process looks like, it could be actually managing a few different projects concurrently with 3 different companies. It could look like one company. You know, there's just a lot of factors to be seen yet. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. All right, we will call the question. All those in favor of approving the contract addendum, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is carried. Okay, Liz, thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to stay in our Planning and Community Development Office and welcome up Chris Schnurr to talk about an MOU. Good morning, Chris.
Thank you, and good morning as well. We have one memorandum of understanding on the agenda for today. But before I get into the plan that's being discussed, just want to go over real quickly what the memorandum of understanding is for the board. It's a 3-party agreement between the developer, township, in this case Potter Township, and the developer, whereby the developer will agree to pay, or reimburse, I should say, Potter Township for the costs associated with the township engineers processing, reviewing, inspecting, and approving the engineering details of the plans. The memorandum of understanding that's brought before the commissioners is, you're not approving the plan, it's basically approving the agreement between those 3 parties for engineering reimbursement, in the nuts and bolts sense of that. Now, the plan that is up on the screen, this is a preliminary final land development plan for what's called 322 self-storage expansion, and it's in Potter Township. And up on the screen, this is General Potter Highway Route 322, and as you're heading to the left or west, you're going toward Bollesburg, and if you're going to the east or right, you're going toward the new.
I think the horse statue's right about there.
Yeah, the
right?
horse statue is right there. You're going toward the new road, and then this is the #1 Cycle Center with the real big silver horse statue right there for Gov Yerrick's property. And this is the existing 6 self-storage units, and what they're proposing is an additional 5, as shown on the plan prepared by Pentair, and these are the 5 proposed self-storage buildings. It's basically a continuation of the existing storage buildings that are there already. And that's the plan, that's the memorandum of understanding for this plan.
Looks straightforward. Thank you, Chris.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments on the MOU itself? Okay, we'll look for a motion.
Motion to add the MOU for the preliminary/final land development plan of the 322 self-storage expansion in next week's consent agenda.
I will second that.
All right, been moved and seconded. Any final discussion on that? Yeah, please, Gary.
While you're there, has the county got any other plans, anything else submitted about the Bellefonte Warehouse project?
No,
Nothing else?
no.
Oh, no, sure, absolutely. Okay. We'll call the question. All those in favor of adding this to next week's consent agenda, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Okay, Chris, thanks again. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, we're going to head into ITS. Welcome up Chad Joyce at this time for 3 items. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning. I have 3 items for consideration today. First one is a contract with JP Lilly to provide installation of AV and evidence presentation a system to Courtroom 1 in Center County Courthouse. So this total for that equipment will be $43,158.50, and these will be a capital expenditure for this project.
And if you wanted to go through all 3.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Next one is a contract with LinkedIn Corporation to provide a learning management platform, which includes over 15,000 individual courses for our employees' growth and professional development. This software will allow departments to essentially create a curriculum for their staff for skills that that would help develop them and help them perform their services. Any staff will be able to take any of the other 15,000 courses that are offered as well. This is a great platform that'll aid for our employees, professional development and growth. So this contract is a 1-year contract starting on January 1st, 2023 and ending December 31st, 2023, and it's for $36,300. And the final contract for consideration is with Central Square to provide annual maintenance and support for our Finance Plus software. The contract is February 1st, 2023 to January 31st, 2024, for a total of $43,482.87.
Thank you so much, Ted. Any questions or comments on any of those?
The LinkedIn classes sound very interesting. I'm an active LinkedIn member, and I always see these ads for all these classes, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to pay for that out of my own pocket, but.
I've taken quite a few. They have a lot of skills you can learn, soft skills, project management, learn about Word, Excel, specific programs. So I think it'll be very beneficial for our employees here.
Sounds like a great idea. Thanks.
And it sounds like it not only allows them, departments to structure their own courses so that everybody in the office is familiar with certain areas, but also on their own, it sounds like they can also, if they're more interested in a specific topic or furthering a specific, professional development course, they could do that. So it gives a lot of flexibility with this. So this will be really interesting. I would assume that we're going to get reports. We'll be able to know how many folks are involved with this, progress, all those kind of things.
Yeah, it has a reporting function and dashboard, so department heads can go on and see which employees have completed the required courses, which employees are kind of seeking courses out on their own, and what they're completing as well.
Fantastic. That's
This will-
exciting.
This will be a part of an overall employee development initiative that's rolling out next year. This will tie in also with the performance reviews that are now being performed as well. So when performance reviews are performed, certain courses can be identified as something that needs to be completed over the course of the next review period. And then we are also looking at another initiative at Penn State relative to a leadership course for department heads and other leadership type positions at the county. So it's all rolling together.
That's excellent. Great. Excellent. Super. Any other comments or questions on
I'm
this? Yeah.
just realizing that all of our department heads in the room started at the county at a job that was not their current level of responsibility, so this is.
Save Chad, save Chad.
No,
Well, no,
Chad
oh,
used
yeah,
to
that's
work
true.
for the county.
At the jail
That's
for
right.
quite a few years,
Back
yeah.
in the
Fair
day,
point.
so-
At the correctional
so,
facility.
yeah.
Excellent.
Back in the day.
So it is great,
Fair enough.
great to see that we have kind of the proof in the pudding here right now, and let's continue what we've been doing and enhance it.
Good point. It's a very, very good point, Commissioner. Thank you. Anything else on this? Okay. All right, we'll look for the motion then.
Motion to add the information technology services items 1 through 3 to next week's consent agenda.
It's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Thanks again, Chad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, we will welcome up Kathy Arbogast to talk about our MHID, EI, drug and alcohol items. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning. We have 5 items for the commissioners this morning. The first 4 are contract renewals for the time period July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. The first is a contract with the Center for Community Resources to provide drug and alcohol after-hours detox admissions and screenings. This contract is for $1,000, and the county portion is $46. The second is with Community Integrations, LLC, to provide inpatient emergency transport for individuals who are going to drug and alcohol treatment. This contract total is estimated at $5,000, and we believe that that will be state and federal dollars that we'll use to pay for those services. The third contract is with the Center County Youth Service Bureau and will be for drug and alcohol performance-based prevention services. This contract total is $322,837, and the county match portion is $2,640. The fourth is also with Center for Community and Resources, and this is to provide mental health services, including mobile, telephone, and walk-in crisis services. The county match portion of this contract is $38,434. The final item is a letter of agreement with Vertilocity. This is a monthly hosting service for our fiscal department and would provide a continuance of maintenance and upgrades releases for their software programs. This agreement is actually technically a renewal. Our agreement was previously with Odyssey, which was purchased by Vertilocity. And so we now are doing the agreement with Vertilocity since they now own the company.
for a motion.
Motion to add the mental health, intellectual disability, drug and alcohol items 1 through 5 to next week's consent agenda.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any final questions, comments? All right, hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
For adult services, we will welcome up Faith, and we have another grant submission for our fair grant. So good morning, Faith.
Good morning. So I'm looking to seek same-day approval for the PHFA Fair Grant. It's due at the end of this week. This year, we're looking to apply for $30,000, so $15,000 from Marcellus Shale and $15,000 from the RTT, or the Real Estate Transfer Tax. As you're aware, we have been using this grant for the past couple of years for a rental assistance program. So this year, we're really kind of shifting gears as our department continues to grow and change, especially moving into the 2023 year. So what we're looking to do is to create a housing navigation program through our housing program specialist. So the employee already exists, and kind of just redistributing some of the work that she does with our clients to some other folks in our department, so that hopefully then she can focus on some more just some more extensive outreach in the community, both to landlords, to our tenants, to provide education, how to be a good tenant, advocacy work, how to read a lease, what their rights are. We have people that need help to appeal a decision at some point. And so really it's to provide the resource, the education, the support to get that person to the existing resource in the community, for them to be successful in obtaining and maintaining their affordable housing. We're also looking to increase our landlord outreach efforts, which we have been doing in the past couple of months. That really helps us to continue to maintain like a vacant apartment tracking, to help match families to apartments that are affordable and the appropriate size for them. And we would also be doing not a formal program, but a little bit of landlord and tenant mitigation. That's something that just comes very natural to our department, to that position, because we're working with both parties. So again, it's not necessarily something we'd be doing in the courtroom, and it's not necessarily a legal effort. It's not to replace anything like a Mid-Penn would do, but we're already in communication. We already have those relationships, and there are efforts that we can make to try and keep people in their homes. We would also be matching this with $20,000 from our Human Services Block Grant that's already part of that position, and really the hope would be that the $30,000 awarded would offset some block grant costs and help us in our efforts with other programming in the department.
Thank you, Faith.
You're welcome.
Would this be one of the first times we're using this grant for actual staff services? We typically will use it for, monthly rent or programs like that.
Yeah, this would be the first time, this would be the second time that we've applied for a program where it would support staff. If we are awarded, it'll be the first time that we receive it. Yes, but you're correct. It's been for direct services previously.
Direct services. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? We'll look for a motion.
Motion to approve the submission of the fair grant through the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Thank you, Faith.
Thank you very much.
For our consent agenda, any questions or comments before we look for a motion? All right, seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion to approve this week's consent agenda.
All right, moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. The motion is carried. Okay. All right, we'll turn it to Commissioner Higgins for our check run.
Sure, we have a just smaller than average check run of $1,313,925.03. Gary Cinderson, I think, will enjoy the check of the week. It is to the Altoona Roofing and Sheet Metal Company for $680,004. Big check, and that was to literally replace the entire roof on the Willowbank building with something that is hopefully much less appealing to the black vultures. That roof was already getting old, and the black vultures literally eating the material certainly didn't help things. So hopefully this new roof will last many, many years and will be more energy efficient and keep the water out of the building. Steve, has anything you want to mention about the black vultures?
No, I just hope the new white coating is less appealing than the black licorice flavored variety we had
Yes.
before. So.
Yes, they
Too
did.
expensive to replace this.
They did like that black licorice flavor.
All right, well, if you've made the motion, I will second it.
Let me make it here. Motion to approve the check run dated November 10th.
I will second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve today's check run. Any final discussion on that? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. We'll turn it to our administrator for his report and also our meeting schedule.
Nothing additional to report other than requesting the adoption, or for adoption, the 2023 county meeting schedule for the various county boards and committees that meet regularly throughout the calendar year.
Doesn't look like there's been any substantial changes to any of the meetings. We're all
No.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We will look for a motion to approve the county meeting schedule.
Motion to approve the 2023 county meeting schedule.
It's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Okay, thank you, John. And Commissioner Dershowitz, any voter registration updates?
No voter registration report today, but we should be concluding all our counting activity today with any luck, and we can transmit the preliminary results for the election to the state this afternoon.
Okay, all right, sounds good, thank you. We will be not meeting next week, a week from today, due to our CCAP conference. Our meeting is canceled, and then for the remainder of that week, Thursday and Friday, county government offices will also be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. Any executive sessions to report?
No executive sessions to report or hold.
Okay. All right, we have the balance of our schedule there. Again, Elections Board meeting today at 1 p.m. in this room to finish up our count. Gary, any other questions?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Okay. All right, thanks, Gary. We will look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn at 10:31.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all.